welcome back to Converse with Coco. Thank you for joining me. So I would like to talk about meditation and what that looks like for me and how I learned about it and what it does for me. So I was introduced to the practice of meditation when I joined the organization that I spoke of my first session. And there are many, many people in that organization that partake in meditation for many different reasons. And there are 3 types of meditation that I like to partake in. The first one is silent meditation, and that can happen in a group setting or a solo setting. And it is just as it sounds, it is meditating in silence. So I like to be in a comfortable position, but not lying down because I will fall asleep. Although sometimes when I can't sleep, I do use meditation to get back to sleep. So I like to be in an upright but comfortable position, kind of like this. And I do like to have as much silence around me as possible for this type of meditation. And I also like there to be soft lighting, not too much, but I also don't like it to be dark because, again, I will fall asleep, and I can do that sitting up. My environment, once my environment is right for silent meditation, I begin, and I usually set a timer. If I'm in a group setting, there is a timer as well. So there are people that will come together, whether it is virtually or in person, and we will silently meditate together. And I do like that exercise because meditating with other people helps me to stay focused and gives me an opportunity to use my people pleasing as a tool to hone in on what I'm supposed to be doing, because my mind can definitely get off track. While I'm observing the silence around me during silent meditation, I try to achieve silence in my mind. So there are many thoughts that will pop up, and I've been told to just observe them and let them flow. Sometimes it's not quite that easy, so I like to envision certain things helping me to sweep the thoughts out of my mind. Sometimes I envision a mechanical arm sweeping all the way from one side of a surface to another. Sometimes I envision arrows going left, right, up and down from the center of the surface. Sometimes I envision the thoughts just floating up and out of my mind's line of thought, if that makes any sense, or mind's line of sight. And I've come up with some really creative ways to focus on not getting stuck on a certain thought and simply quieting my mind. And when I do that, that's when I feel connection to my higher power in its most pure form. And almost every time that I feel that, I tear up. I do cry because it's almost like a tongue to ice in the best way. Like the pureness of my higher power connecting with me is overwhelming and almost impossible to take in the absolute best way. So silent meditation is actually my favorite. And when I practice it regularly, I definitely feel spiritual and mental positive effects from that meditation. I was very lucky to be able to practice this type of meditation daily with a group of people about 5 years ago, and we all met virtually. And we met every day, and we would meditate for 15 minutes in silence. And at first, that seemed like the longest time for me. But as I practiced it more and more, especially regularly, either 5 or 7 days a week, depending on where I was and what I could do, I began to feel that 15 minutes would pass in what seemed like a minute or two. So I would really get lost in that silent meditation, that connection with God. And it was a beautiful thing. And I like to look at meditation and practicing it at the same way that I look at exercise. If I go to the gym once, I'm not going to notice it physically or mentally. I'm not going to get those endorphins. I'm not going to get any stronger. And nobody around me is going to notice it either. They're not going to see that my muscles have gotten bigger because they won't. Not if I go to the gym once. Even if I go to the gym for 2 minutes a week, probably still not going to notice the effects. But if I go every other day or a few times a week and I make it a regular practice, even daily, that's hard for me to say because I do not work out. But this is an analogy. So if I were to go to the gym daily and I were to put the work in, I would notice it. I would feel differently, and other people would see that as well. And I believe the same goes for meditation, that others can see the effects in me, and I can see the effects, and they're positive, and they're spiritual, and they're mental. And I believe there can be some good physical effects as well. Meditation can help me to regulate my heartbeat. It can help me to breathe properly and to breathe more regularly. So that is one of the many things that I do appreciate about it. So we have silent meditation, and we have the next form that I practice is what I call dry meditation, and that is simply quieting my mind while I'm doing something that I can't close my eyes during, like driving. Of course, I'm paying attention to the road, but I do try to block out the thoughts or remove the thoughts from my head using whatever method seems right at that time. And sometimes doing the dishes, staring at a computer screen that I don't have to pay too much attention to. If something is loading, or if I'm on hold at work, walking, things that I need my brain and my eyes for, but I can still practice just quieting the mind and maybe letting out some negative thoughts or thoughts that keep repeating themselves in my head. Dry meditation is very helpful in that sense, and it really holds me over until I can get to a point where I do my more helpful meditation, which is the silent type, or sometimes I like to do guided meditation. That's the third kind. So guided meditation is, again, what it sounds like, where someone else guides me through a meditation. I like to use YouTube for that, and I usually search the length of time, say 5 or 10 minutes, even 2 if I don't have very long. And then I like to search the subject. So 5-minute mindfulness meditation, a 10-minute meditation for stress relief. So there's a lot of meditations on the internet. There are also plenty of apps that are free that you can download to help you with guided meditations. This helps me when silent meditation is just not cutting it for me, when I can't quiet my mind. A lot of times when I'm in the car on my lunch break at work, if I've had a stressful day, I like to use a guided meditation. I can't always rely on myself to just quiet my mind. It doesn't always work. So, I don't know that I've ever found a guided meditation that I didn't like. I have definitely found some that I like more than others, and I like to save those, maybe send myself the link, sometimes send other people the link if I believe they could benefit from that as well. But definitely those do help me. So when it comes to meditating, the method can be different, and I'm sure there are other ways, but those are the 3 that I have come to enjoy and come to benefit from. The purpose for me is usually to quiet my mind and also to connect with my higher power. So if you have a loved one, or if you're in a relationship and you've ever been able to just sit with them without saying a word, maybe snuggle on the couch, or wherever you are, and to just enjoy their company and enjoy being in their presence. You don't have to say a word. That is the feeling that I get from connection through meditation with my higher power. A nice breath in and a nice sigh of letting go of whatever is on my mind, whatever has been causing me stress, causing me pain. That meditation can really help me to just lean in to my higher power. And it is a very beautiful thing. So I hope that you have gotten something out of this. Leave a comment about what your favorite type of meditation and what you like about it, and anything you'd like me to talk about.